I wanted to talk to you a little bit about common internet scams. And these are scams that are all over the place. They're constantly popping up. These are just whack a mole type problems that pop up all the time. But first things first, there are tons of people that sell legitimate things on the internet all the time. So there are people that sell stuff on Facebook. There are people that sell stuff on YouTube. There are people that sell stuff on Instagram, on and on and on and on. It is very common. There are legitimate people that do commerce online. I mean, it's one of the most important aspects of the internet is all of those people that do commerce. And in a lot of ways, the internet has become kind of the new town square and kind of the new plaza that people visit. Back in the old days, if you've seen like movies and stuff from the 80s, you'd see the guy that'll come out from behind the alleyway and he'll open his jacket up and he's got all kinds of stuff here and all kinds of stuff that he's selling. And that's kind of the same thing that you see on the internet. And it's all scams, right? I mean, they're not really selling Rolexes. It's all a lie. It's all just to trick you. So that's kind of the whole idea. And you've got the exact same thing that you see online today. Now, one of the most so just to take a step back and to understand what we're dealing with, there are legitimate sellers on the internet, obviously. So the problem that you run into is, how do you tell the scammers from the legitimate people? And first and foremost, the most common thing, the most important thing that you need to do is to establish the fact that they're an actual human being. That's the most common thing that you're going to run into. Is most of these operations, they're super low margins, okay? So a scammer's going to get 1 out of 1,000, maybe. So they don't do it individually. It's very rare. And if they do it as human beings, then it's usually in some kind of hellhole type, awful sweatshop type situation. So they're usually not like native English speakers. So it's really terrible stuff. They employ basically slave labor from overseas for that type of thing. So they're not going to be real, actual human beings. That's kind of the first thing that you want to keep in mind. So are they actually human beings? That's the very first thing that you're going to run into. That's the first question you're going to want to ask. One of the most common things that you'll get into is the phony tech support pitch. So they will say something along the lines, and sometimes these actually come in through calls. Sometimes these will come in through a messenger app. Sometimes these will come in through an email. Sometimes these will come in through like a comment on an Instagram post or some other post, and it'll be some form of phony tech support thing. Hey, I saw that your computer was running slow. You send me your credit card number and I'll fix that for you. I'm with Microsoft and we fix all that kind of stuff for you. Now, of course, they don't have any way of knowing if your computer's slow, if there's something wrong with your computer. That's not the game. That's not the scam. The scam is they say, oh, I work at Microsoft and I noticed that, or they'll say, I work at Meta and I noticed through your Facebook account that your computer was messed up. Well, you send me your credit card and I'll be sure to fix that for you. Now, it's just a bait. It's just a lure, right? Because most people are going to complain about their computers anyways. They're going to say, yeah, you're right. My computer is slow. This guy must know what he's talking about. That's a scam. That's an absolute scam. Meta is not going to reach out to you and try to fix your computer for you. Microsoft is not going to reach out to you proactively and say, hey, I see that your computer's messed up. Let me fix that for you. That's just not a thing, okay? So anytime someone tries to fix your computer for you, just unsolicited, that's a scam, okay? So another thing that's very common right now, that's very big and actually really kind of dangerous, it's really awful, and all of the social media platforms are having a really hard time dealing with this, is famous people or influencers that are selling, usually they sell something like Bitcoin or something like Ethereum, some kind of a complicated like cryptocurrency type product that people don't understand, okay? Sometimes they might try to sell stock or they might try to sell something like that, but it's typically some kind of cryptocurrency because people don't really understand cryptocurrency. And when I say famous people, I don't necessarily mean like celebrities. So they could be like if somebody on a YouTube channel has a lot of followers. Let's say they've got 200,000 followers, which is a lot of followers, but it's not, it's not like Will Smith or Keanu Reeves. It's not famous that big, but it's still popular. So say they got 250,000 users. Well, what these scammers will do is they'll create an account that looks just like that account. They'll use the same pictures, they'll use the same names, they'll use the same text and everything else. And then they'll go to that person's videos and they'll write in the comment section things like, hey, thanks for the comment. By the way, I'm selling this Bitcoin. Click on this link and you can buy it here. Now, that's a total scam. You go to the link and there'll be a place for you to input, a credit card or things like that, but they're just stealing your credit card. Or they might be going after, and they go after different things. This is the thing that's kind of frustrating. Some of them are going after Venmo accounts. Some of them are going after credit card numbers. Some of them want you to send them gift cards. Some of them want you to send them Bitcoin. I mean, there's all kinds of things and all kinds of different tricks and all kinds of different things that they do to try to get you. Some of them just want you to download something so that you'll infect your computer so that then they can use your computer. All kinds of things. I mean, it never stops. They're all these scammers. But it's getting to be really common. And as a matter of fact, believe it or not, a lot of these apps that are available, like Zoom, that have come out here recently, they have layers of technology that can they're actually used. They started out being used as kind of like a joke. You could change your face. So you might, and you've probably seen these. You could like change your face to give yourself like cat whiskers, or change your face to give yourself like cat ears or something like that. Well, you can also change your face to make you look like another person. And believe it or not, people are actually using that technology to scam people. So maybe they say they are Keanu Reeves. They message somebody and say, hey, this is Keanu Reeves, and I'll prove it. You just zoom in and meet me at this address. I got locked out. I'm out of the country and I got locked out of all of my accounts, but I can prove to you that I'm Keanu Reeves. Just log in here and you'll see me. I'll talk to you. They'll use this real-time face-changing technology and they will look like Keanu Reeves and they'll say, hey, see, here I am. It's Keanu Reeves. Listen, I need you to send me your bank account information. I'll pay you back as soon as I get back in the country. Don't worry. I'm Keanu Reeves. I'm worth millions of dollars. And people absolutely fall for this kind of stuff because who would ever imagine that this type of technology is available? So be careful for that. Those are popping up very common, and those are really big. Another really big one that's really hot on Facebook right now is the friend lockout that needs you to help them unlock their account. This is a play on Facebook's two-step authentication system. So you can reset your password. What will happen is you can do a password reset request, and they'll send you a code. Facebook will send you a code to verify it's you. So the hacker gets a hold of a friend's account, and then they find you, and then they request that they reset your password. Then they send you a message saying, hey, I got locked out of my account. Facebook is going to send you a code that will let me back in my account. You send me that code. Well, what they're really doing is getting into your account that way. But of course, you don't know any better because you think, oh, this is a friend of mine. I know this person. So if Facebook sends me a code, I'll just send it right to them. No problem. Be very cautious of those types of things. People get hacked all the time. And then, of course, the first thing they're going to do when you let them into your account is they're going to do the exact same thing to all of your friends' accounts. So all of your friends are going to say, oh, yeah, I know this person. I'm friends with this person. I know them in real life. They wouldn't be lying to me. I'll send them the code. And then they get their account taken over, and it goes on and on and on from there. So be super cautious of those types of things. I hate to say it, but, there's a lot of stuff you can't trust on the internet. I know, blowing your minds here, right? There's a lot of things on the internet that just might not be true. Be careful of stuff going on out there. There's new scams and new things like that popping up all the time. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope this gave you a little bit of information to move forward on the internet and to stay safe out there. If you found this helpful, I would ask you to please like, share, follow, subscribe, help spread the word. Anybody that you think this might help out, please share it with them and help us to spread the information all over the internet. Let's try to squash out some of these scammers out there. Thank you so much for watching.